Hello everyone, welcome to Beaver's Hobby channel. This is the review of Kyosho MiniZ MR03 ready set. So far in this channel, I have covered many cars alternative to MiniZ. This time, let's take a look at where it all began with an original Kyosho MiniZ. Well, Kyosho might not be the first manufacturer who make cars in 1/27th or 1/28th scale, but they are the ones that popularized it and set the standard for wheelbases, wheels, and body mounting system. This is a ready set, or in general term an RTR, so inside the box there are car and transmitter. This version that I got is 50th anniversary Kyosho with limited edition body and wheels. There are many accessories included. First is this kit for different front width. If the car is narrow, it will come with additional wide chassis parts and vice versa. It also has parts to adjust wheelbase, which I'll talk about later. Then there are gears and parts to change the gear ratio, and also some spare parts. Finally, there are tools to remove wheel nuts, tool to set the car to bind or pairing mode, and tool to remove motor pinion, and also 20 mini traffic cones or pylons for you to lay down a course. There are two manuals included. One is for the body, with wheelbase and wheel offset details. The other one is for the car, and it is one of the best manuals I have ever come across. Except for one thing, the binding procedure is backwards. You have to set the car to bind mode first, and after that is the transmitter. The manuals are also available online, along with a technical guide. I put the links in the description, so you can check them out. I gotta say that this is the most complete package I've ever seen. Now let's take a look at the car. This chassis is the MR03. It is the 4th generation of rear-wheel drive chassis, starting from MR01, MR02 and MR015 leading up to this. There are 4 different motor mounts, and this one is the RM, or rear motor mount. The car runs on 4 AAA batteries. The platform is pan car, which means the rear wheels are connected together on an axle. The rear suspension has T-plate on the bottom and strut on the top, which allow the motor case and axle to move up and down and also twist a bit, allowing the car to roll from side to side. The stock setup is very soft and floppy that I'm afraid over time this T-plate will break from fatigue. Front suspension is independent with VCS or variable camber suspension, which allows camber to change when the suspension is moving up and down to maintain tires contact when the car is leaning in the corners. The stock front springs are hard, giving this car the handling feel of safe understeer. Wheelbase is adjustable from 94 to 90 and 86 mm by using the included parts and moving the T-plate in and out. So this is the only chassis that you can fit any MiniZ body on it. This is a very well thought out and very well designed chassis. All the modules are separated. For example, the springs for front suspension is easily accessible from here without disassembling the whole front end. The batteries are mounted low down and flat on the bottom of the chassis, giving it low center of gravity. And here's the clever bit. Since the battery is in there, it'll be difficult to pull it out. So it has holes on the bottom to push the batteries out. Very well thought out indeed. The build quality is amazing. The plastic is nice and rigid, without excess part from molding process. These rear-wheel drive wheels are different than all-wheel drive wheels, and they are not interchangeable. The ones that come with this car are front narrow and rear wide. The tires are 30 degrees slick rubber tires. Unfortunately, it comes with plastic bushings and plastic wheel nuts, so you might want to upgrade these right out of the box. The ball bearings you need are 4 of 2 by 6 by 2.5 mm for front wheels and 3 of 3 by 6 by 2.5 mm for rear axle. The wheel nut size is M2. It is fitted with gear diff as standard and it is very loose. The stock gear ratio is 7.33 with 6T pinion on the motor and 44T gear on the diff, and it is adjustable from the gears and parts that are included in the box. The chassis without batteries weighs 90 grams. On to the electronics. The servo is its own chassis integrated design with motor and potentiometer connected to the mainboard. Essentially, it is 5 wires digital servo that is very fast and very precise. The ESC is also great. it has rapid response to the input, and power delivery is smooth throughout the range from ultra low speed or creeping to top speed, and it has full forward, brake, reverse function. The main board is 3-in-1 unit, serves as receiver, ESC and servo controller. As you can see, the electronics are proprietary and almost non-upgradable. You can't just swap out ESC, servo or receiver. If you break the servo, you might have to change the servo gear, which is not hard. But if the potentiometer or the motor is fried out, you're gonna have to do some soldering, and the wires are really tiny. There's limited selection of the motors that can be used without going through a complicated process of modifying the main board with FET stacking. The transmitters that you can upgrade to are also limited by the version of the car you choose. The electronics are neither weak nor prone to break, but if you do break it, you'll have to replace the whole board, and that's not cheap, unless you extensively modify and convert it to standard RC electronics. And because the servo is essentially 5 wires servo, if you want to convert it, you'll have to find a servo board and solder it to the existing servo motor and potentiometer, which is a fiddly thing to do. The stock motor is a standard 130 motor. Top speed on full charge without load is 22 km an hour, which is decent and fast enough to have fun. On to the body, which is one of the main reasons I bought this car. What I have here is Toyota GT86 Kyosho JKB86 50th Anniversary Special Edition. The body is exquisite. It is multi-piece that's been built and painted from the factory. This one is a limited edition, so it has special graphics on it, and it is too valuable to play, so I'll swap it for a standard issue auto-scale collection. Here is Honda NSX Type S0 in Imola Orange Pearl. As you can see, it is also very well made. The quality and details are amazing from every angle. Fitting and finishing are smooth without any excess plastic inside. This would rival any scale model. Let's take a look at the transmitter. The transmitter that comes with this model is KT19. It is 2.4 GHz and runs on 4 AAA batteries. It has steering trim and steering dual rate, but weirdly, there's no throttle dual rate. This knob is to change the light mode if the light unit is available. Here's the button to eject the battery tray. It is pretty big and you can accidentally press it easily. Even though the grip is rather small, it fits in my hand very nicely. That's it for the transmitter. It is very basic, but feels very good in my hands. Here I have a bonus thing for you. The KT19 transmitter also buys with Flysky AFHDS receiver. And Flysky AFHDS transmitters also buy with MiniZ with FHS protocol. But you need to reverse the channel 4, otherwise it will not turn to full lock as you can see here. This is also the reason I choose this version of MiniZ, so I have more choices for transmitter upgrade. Now let's go for test drive. The handling is very good. It is neutral and very precise. Turning circle is about 55 centimeters, which is really good as well. You can really learn how to drive properly with this car. It'll teach you throttle control, coasting, braking, and how to exit the corners. From the motor position, I expect it to work like a pendulum at the exit of the corners. And yes, I can feel the rear swing, but it is not out of control. If anything, this adds more character to the car. And don't forget that the motor mount can be swapped for other types, so you can change the way the car feels and handles. On to the good, the bad, and final verdict. The thing I'm really concerned about is the plastic wheel nuts. I took the wheels out to clean for a few times and some of them have worn out already. fitting lock nuts from the factory shouldn't add anything to the cost since it is already expensive. Also at this price, I expected to have ball bearings fitted from the factory as well, but it isn't. Official bearing upgrade is very expensive, but as long as you know the size, you can find them for cheap. Despite what I just said, it is not hard to fall in love with this car, because when you consider the originality, then you touch it and feel the quality and the designing that went through to become this car, you'll just respect it and love it. Considering everything that included in the box, the car is hassle-free to run without the need of fixing anything out of the box. The quality and plenty of upgrades available, MiniZ truly is your first radio control car. As for the question of the price, it depends on where you live and how much your Kyosho distributor is selling it. But nowadays, I mostly see it starting from $160 to $200 exclude shipping, which is really expensive for a small car, plastic chassis with proprietary electronics. But if you can find one for around $140 with shipping or delivery included, I think that's a fair price for this car. Let's say $35 for the scale model finished body, $70 for the chassis and electronics, $30 for the transmitter. Add another $5 for accessories and spares, and there you go, $140. That was a generous estimation. As for the upgrades, you can find parts from official Kyosho MiniZ, which are quite expensive. There are also upgrades from other companies, for example, 3 Racing for budget parts. Then PN Racing, Atomic, and X-Power for high-end parts. Anyway, even though the car and original upgrades are expensive, spare parts and standard parts from Kyosho are extremely reasonably priced and not hard to find, so you can keep the car running for a long time. Before I go, I'm gonna answer a question that I guess someone will ask me later in the comment. No, it cannot drift, because the steering angle is not enough. That's it for this video. Please subscribe if you haven't done it yet and hit the bell icon to get notification whenever I upload a new video. You can follow me on Facebook to see what I'm doing between videos along with some quick updates. Thanks for watching and see you again next time.